Azurdi Kazam logging in for the first time in forever to tell you that My Hero Academia is on absolute fire right now. So much so that I needed to make a YouTube video again just to talk about how these random little moments in the newest episode of My Hero Academia, which is the final season, by the way, made me cry and tear up a little bit. But anyway, so let's just talk about how good this episode was as a whole. It's like they took everything that they've learned from the movies, all of this giant insanity, like here's these characters going to their absolute fullest potential, the screen is going crazy, flying colors all over the place, you can't even tell what's going on. But the wonderful part about the show version of that, is that you can tell what's going on. In the movies, when everything goes crazy and all the colors go all over the place and then a character's going 100%, okay, we don't really know what's going on and it really doesn't feel as impactful because it's like, okay, like, is this character ever going to be acknowledged again? Probably not. But here, it feels like everything matters, and it also is so much easier to follow. Every single second, I understood exactly where all the pieces were, what was going on, everyone's motivations and thoughts, and how everything was visualized. It was just so beautiful. Plus, I just love Bakugo. I love Bakugo, my little annoying boy. Oh, he's so obnoxious, and he has that stupid, dumb smile all over the place, doesn't he? Let's put them... Hopefully they can be seen. The episode's so good, and just the way that it parallels everything, the way that the entire show just always parallels itself, it feels like every single episode is a full circle moment, and I don't understand how they do it. So let's just talk about the first moment that made me go, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, it's when Bakugo saves All Might, which, by the way, him being the reason why All Might lost his power, being like a major point of trauma for him, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm the one that killed him, I killed him. Saving him. Wow. Wow, we're healing trauma. Wow, oh my gosh. Maybe like this is causing new levels of trauma to form, but at least that one specific piece of trauma is healing. It's healing, I can feel it. I know it. But when All Might, like, gives him the arm thing, and he's like, it doesn't really work, but like, maybe it'll like help, maybe it'll like shield, maybe it'll like work in any way, somehow, just as an extra layer of something. Here you go. Explosion, murder, god, dynamite. As someone who knows people who've like changed their names, and then other people are like, it's kind of like a weird name, my response is always, oh my god, who cares? It's cool that they're like taking their own life into their own hands. So seeing a character who, in his classes, everyone was like, that name, that doesn't work. No, that name's not gonna fly. I mean, like, Best Genius has already respected this name, and he was like the only one? So seeing All Might in this moment of him literally being ripped in half, he was like literally being killed. Like, we all saw that. Literally, Night Eye saw him die. So seeing him on that verge of weakness, tell Bakugo the name that he wants to be known as that name. Wow. It was a piece of absolute magic. This season has been absolute cinema. I mean, like, as we've known that this was going to be the case. I was scared that it wasn't going to be the case, only because I was like, season 7 is so good. Every second, season 7 is so good. And there's no way that season 8 is going to be able to take that and continue going, but somehow it has. Somehow it has kept going, and maybe even, God forbid, somehow maybe might be better. Maybe a little early to say that, but it's something I'm thinking. So that was a major cry moment for me, because name stuff, characters naming things, characters naming themselves, reinventing themselves, it always hits. It always hits me right in my soul. And then we get Bakugo going absolute, well, explosion murder god mode on One for All. I mean, All for One, on All for One. I've made that mistake since forever, and I guess I'll still be making this mistake, even though I just thought it. I was like, okay, no, I'm going to not make that mistake this time, and I still did. Anyway, Bakugo going absolute explosion murder god mode on All for One. And All for One starting to freak out. Like, he was like, okay, like, I don't have time for this, which, like, kind of concedes, like, this guy kind of may be too strong. I know he says that he's a pebble and it doesn't matter, but he keeps on saying, I'm not even gonna bother with you anymore. But he was like bothering with All Might. Crazy. Is he maybe a little bit strong? Also, the only thing that I really knew going into this season is that Bakugo lived, which, like, of course. If you've seen season 7, you know this. They telegraph it so obviously. Of course he's coming back. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it was a spoiler, but it's like a spoiler in the same way that, like... I can't even think of anything that's, like, so blatantly obvious. It's a spoiler in the same way that saying, like, there are gonna be credits at the end of this episode. Like, sure, that might be subverted, it might be changed in an alternate way, but, like, the credits are on their way. You're gonna be seeing them. Anyway, another moment that I loved is just watching everybody watch this fight happen in real time. I adore things with audiences. I love it when the audience is like a character in and of itself in anything. And so the way that they're doing this is just so magical, especially because it like really goes to show these students who are like, it's their job and what they're going to school for is to record things. Maybe it's like a little bit important, especially because the entire show, Deku and Bakugo's like, wow, this is such a hero, is when All Might is like saving these people from this rubble. So seeing that, like, hey, there's going to be like a new moment like that for the next generation in the show. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be cool. And it's gonna be probably someone, maybe All Might, who was like quirkless. I don't know. I think that would be cool if maybe there's a new updated All Might thing that is him being quirkless that makes everyone want to start saving people, even the quirkless kids. I feel like that probably won't be the case solely because, oh, it's probably gonna be like Bakugo, maybe Deku, who's like has that moment, and obviously neither of them are quirkless. I still think it would be cool just like for full circle thematic things, like, oh, all the quirkless kids aren't hopeless anymore, and they get to like have someone to look up to, and they get to have a moment. Anyway, while Bakugo is fighting, my second little cry moment is happening here. It's when Bakugo's parents are like watching the fight with everyone, and then Bakugo's dad's like looking away crying, and he's like, I can't, not while he's facing All For One, like I can't do it. And his mom's like, but we have to. Like, this is what he wanted, this is literally what he wants to do, is fight this guy, the strongest person. He's fighting Satan. Like, that's like the equivalent here. It's like if your child was like, I'm gonna go fight Satan now, literally going to go fight him in the flesh. And then just watching them, like, he probably has that smile on his face like he always does, which I was told earlier in the show, the strongest heroes are the ones who could save people with a smile on their face, and smiling while they're fighting is like a whole thing, and it's like what All Might, like, he failed to do. Is like, he stopped smiling and then like he got blood curdled into freezing with that not smiling face on him, and just him flying around is it's just so satisfying to watch. It's like, wow, this is a kid who wanted to go all out his entire life, and now he can. By the way, his own willpower, his own desire to save people and not give up in the fight being what saved him, instead of Night Edge being what saved him. Because I just thought, okay, Night Edge is gonna sacrifice himself, obviously, like, this is a character, like, the sacrifice obviously means something, but like, narratively, we don't really know anything about this. This character doesn't really matter outside of what he's doing for the story right now in this moment. And obviously, like, him sacrificing himself to save Bakugo, past generations, letting the newer generations rise up. Obviously, like, oh, sure, like, not even a question that Night Edge was going to die. And the fact that Bakugo wanted so hard to save people and wanted to be such a good hero that he kickstarted his own heart with his quirk and saved Night Edge too? Oh my god. Oh my god. Bakugo. And the fact that the kids from the second movie, like the one had like the Night Edge like pin on his backpack, that was intentional, I know it. I know that was intentional the whole time. I rewatched the second movie relatively recently and I saw it and I go, is that even allowed? Is that real? Is that intentional? I think it was. Call me crazy, but it's intentional. It was true. It was foreshadowing. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Bakugo, Katsuki Bakugo is really cool and awesome and fun. And yeah, another moment that like I love, like the top 3 cry moments. All Might giving him his hero name that he wanted, that he couldn't get in school. 2, His parents watching him because he has to do this. Like, we have to watch him. This is what he wanted to do. This is why he was practicing for everything forever for his whole life. This is the hero that he is aspiring to be, to save the world. Not only like himself, not only like a random person, but like literally the world. Like literally. Like literally. You watch that audience in the show. Everyone's watching him. Because that's how important and integral this fight is. Anyway, let's continue. When Bakugo was just flying through buildings, smashing himself, doing whatever, much akin to Deku early in the show. BTW. That's by the way. When he's like flying through buildings and he's like that's smiling and then he like does a little laugh and he sounds like a little kid and it's like, oh my god, this is a little kid and he's saving the whole planet. Oh my god, look at him. He literally grabs All For One in his friggin' face. This guy can grab you and suck your quirk out, and Bakugo still goes in and just explodes him! Oh my god, Bakugo. Oh my god, the more I'm talking about it, the more I think, maybe, is this episode like the best one? I don't know. I love a lot of episodes of this show. Deku vs. Class A, probably still my favorite, but there's some really, really good ones. This episode's so good. Like, what am I even supposed to say? The animation was off on all cylinders. I don't understand why people were like, oh, I wish that season 7 was just a log one. They kept, no, you don't. For one, this show would have been over like a year ago. And for two, give them their time to cook. Give them their time to sizzle the show. This episode would not have been as good if it was part of season 7. I'm sorry. Like, we all know it. We all know it. Let them spread it out. Let them give some TLC to every single episode. That's tender, loving care. By the way. It's just a great episode. And then at the end, when, like, All For One, like, realizes why he's so pissed off at this pebble, at this loser, at this nobody that doesn't matter, that shouldn't matter, it doesn't matter. And he realizes, oh, that's like the guy that stole my brother away from me, one of the previous wielders of One For All. And then he, like, calls him by the wrong name, and Bakugo's like, it's me, I'm Katsuki Bakugo, come on, it's me, you idiot. I like it when the show, and I like it when it's like people declare their names. I think it's like kind of cool. It was cool in The Matrix. It was like the peak of The Matrix. It's so good here. It's so good here. He's Katsuki Bakugo. And then every single time like someone wields out their hand, holds out their hand to save somebody, like at the beginning when Deku and Bakugo like embrace and then he like just flings him across and Shigaraki's like, hey man, literally too late. Like what, like, wow, give up. I really hope that we get to see their perspective when he's saved, because I feel like Shigaraki probably felt it somehow. That wielder of One For All, reaching his hand out, saving the other one. It's all the pieces are being put in place to save Shigaraki, for Deku to reach out his hand and save Shigaraki, to reach it out and be like, hey, I know your quirk is literally if you touch somebody, you will die, and that is how much I am trusting you, and how much I'm wanting to save you, as opposed to take you down. It happens in the opening. I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna happen. When I was rewatching season 5, the Shigaraki background stuff, he's like, if only someone held out their hand, maybe this wouldn't have happened. We know it. That's how it's gonna end. It has to. And as someone who haven't read the manga. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna start yelling at you. Or stop yelling at you, rather, because that's this episode. I've been talking for a lot longer than I thought. I really thought I was just gonna be like, okay, here's my top 3 little cry moments when All Might calls Bakugo Explosion Murder God Dynamite when Bakugo's parents are watching him. When he laughs. Wow, thanks for watching. I can't wait to watch another episode of My Hero Academia. This raw video is as long as the episode was pretty much at this point. Anyway, goodbye. I'm logging out. Check out the show. It's pretty good.